rationale. As one of the researchers of the study, the title itself is self-explanatory, because here we're going to observe and gain knowledge with regards to the lived experiences of underprivileged students studying in the elite universities. In addition, with much curiosity being an average student, we would like to conduct this study in order to understand the struggles and lives of low-income students, to reveal if there are flaws and misconduct that is occurring to the treatment of elite universities to these types of students. Henceforth, the most vital reasons why we started to conduct this is to have a deep understanding on the experiences of underprivileged low-income students who study in these such elite universities. For the research objectives, this study intends to find out the experiences and opinions of the underprivileged students when it comes to dealing with their rights. This aims to pinpoint how the educational system in the Philippines preserve the status quo and push the low-income student status into obedience. Moreover, the main objective of the researchers is to help these students in exposing the inequalities and biased treatment of higher institutions towards their education. In conclusion, the results of the study aim to give a clearer view on what the underprivileged low-income students are facing in a daily statement of the problem. The purpose of this phenomenological study is to discover the lived experiences of underprivileged students towards their rise in studying at elite universities. First question is, what are the experiences of underprivileged students in terms of having and equal rights in entering an elite university? This question aims to specific on what type of experiences did the underprivileged low-income students face while dealing with the unjust treatment of elite universities towards their rights in studying in the equal education. The next question is, what are the adaptations that underprivileged students do to overcome the inequality of education in high-class universities? In simpler words, this aims to know on how they adapt to this type of environment and discover on what kind of coping mechanism they have done to surpass the occurrence. And lastly, the last question is, what are the contributions of these experiences to the life of underprivileged students in elite universities? It aims to know if there are significant changes in one's life while dealing with this problem, to see on how did it affect their standing in life, whether it gave them positive or negative influence. Scope and delimitation. The scope of this study will be revolving to the underprivileged low-income students that are currently studying in elite universities around Manila. There will be only 5 participants as needed for the phenomenology. This study will be limited to their answers only with regard to the main focus of the research. This study will mainly identify and know the underlying principles why education is being one-sided to the different standing of every student in the society.
Today I'm gonna talk about our theoretical framework and our conceptual framework. So for our theoretical framework, we decided to choose the conflict theory by Karl Marx because the inequality of education system is very similar to, in the Philippines, is very similar to that theory. So this theory states that there is perpetual class conflict in the society due to the unequal distribution of resources, and with that, this theory applies to the standing of the economic status of every student in the accessing rights for education. So our main goal is to help the underprivileged students to get their rights. Also, for us to find a solution for this problem. So, for our conceptual framework, the process of us getting the rightful results of the study is by first knowing the experiences of the participant, which are the underprivileged students. So, as researchers, we'll extract information with regards on how they cope up with their daily lives. So it will give us their lived experiences, or also known as the output of the study, which we will put on our research. So that is all. Thank you.
The research design that we have come up with is phenomenology, which is a type of qualitative design that enables the researchers to provide accurate answers and use semi-structured questions. Moreover, this phenomenology focuses on a certain event or experience that was felt by a certain group of individuals. Thus, it deals with the same experience of underprivileged low-income students. Obviously, the participants of the study are the underprivileged students that are currently studying in elite universities inside Manila. Since there are many well-known universities inside Manila, the researchers use the fishbowl sampling as a way of help to pick 5 universities. Also by the use of purposive sampling, which follows a certain criterion to evaluate if the participants are suitable for the study, such as knowing if their income ranges from 10,000 to 30,000 pesos. The research instrument that was used in the study was a semi-structured interview. According to SSWM, a semi-structured interview is conducted with a fair framework that allows focused conversational two-way communication. In the process of data gathering, we will follow legal procedures by giving formal consent to the participants with regards to what will happen during the interview. We will also record their answers and later review it to formulate the results. As soon as the interview process is done, the researchers will clarify all the answers of the participants to give feedback about the results of the interview on the interviewee. In conducting this study, diligence and expertise are important. However, given some ethical consideration, the researchers also aim to have an honest and clear study. During the process of interview, the researchers will not harm nor force the participants. We value their rights and personal space. We will ask permission if it's okay for them to be recorded. The confidentiality of the information supplied by the answer of the participants will be respected. Henceforth, all the data that will be obtained will be only used for academic and research purposes. Lastly, any foul words or irrelevant questions and answers will be removed in order to maintain a well-written and organized result for the study.
For the review of related literature, according to Goldthorpe in 2007 and Hauser in 2010, the gap between high and low-income young adults' educational achievement and performance remains large and inconvenient. Students from lower socioeconomic status have lower levels of educational achievement on average than higher socioeconomic state companions. Also, with Child Fund in 2013, children born or raised in poverty face a number of disadvantages, most evidently in education. This dilemma results for the resilience of underprivileged students to allocate their talent to apply to a certain university as a scholar. In the statement of Diding in 2013, programs such as scholarships that were being held to certain universities are mostly filled with students who can't afford money to support their education. According to the Borgen Project in 2020, the reason why there is an inequality of education to every student is because of the poor division of funds, wherein those who are in dire need of funds were given less money to help students gain a better education, while those who don't need much funds are given more. According to Cruz in 2017 stated that free tuition for state universities and colleges would only be possible if we root out the rich from the University of the Philippines because their perceived ability to pay is the reason cited by UP. Tuition fees have gone to 1,500 per unit. In accordance to Rivas in 2018 stated that 6 out of 10 families in 2016 and 5 out of 10 families in 2017 were deprived of basic education. It also showed that 6 out of 10 families had at least one family member aged 18 years old and above who didn't complete basic education in 2016.